the battle of choices, determinism versus free will. Imagine waking up on a bright Saturday morning. You stretch, yawn, and reach for your favorite coffee mug. As you decide whether to brew coffee or tea, you might think, "This is my choice. I am in control." But have you ever paused to wonder, was that decision truly yours? Or was it influenced by things beyond your awareness, your genes, your environment, your past experiences? This question, are we truly free to choose, or are our actions dictated by prior causes? It's a debate that has fascinated philosophers, scientists, and thinkers for thousands of years. At its heart lies a fundamental clash: determinism versus free will. What is determinism? Determinism is the idea that everything that happens is caused by something else. It's like a giant chain reaction. Once the first domino falls, all the others will follow in a fixed order. In this worldview, your choices are not as free as they seem. They are the inevitable result of a complex web of prior causes. For centuries, scientists and philosophers have supported aspects of determinism. Think of the universe as a vast, clockwork mechanism. Each event follows natural laws, from the movement of planets to the firing of neurons in your brain. Neuroscientific evidence. Modern science provides intriguing evidence supporting determinism. In the 1980s, neuroscientist Benjamin Libet conducted experiments that shook the foundation of free will. He asked volunteers to decide when to press a button while measuring their brain activity. Surprisingly, Libet found that the brain showed signs of preparing for the movement about half a second before the person consciously decided to press the button. Later studies reinforced this idea. In 2011, a team led by researcher John Dylan Haynes used functional MRI scans to predict what decision a person would make up to 7 seconds before they were aware of making it. These findings imply that our brains are often making decisions unconsciously, long before we are aware of them. If our brains decide first, and our consciousness just catches up later, are we truly free? Or are we simply along for the ride, unaware of the invisible forces guiding us? What is free will? In contrast, free will is the belief that we are the masters of our own choices. It's the feeling you get when you decide to take a new job, help a friend, or choose to stay healthy. Free will suggests that, despite influences, we possess the power to act independently, to shape our destiny. This idea has deep roots in many cultures and religions. For example, Christianity teaches that humans are given free will by God, enabling moral responsibility. Philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre argue that individuals are condemned to be free, meaning that we are responsible for creating our own essence through choices. Personal responsibility. Believing in free will is important because it underpins our sense of morality. If we are not responsible for our actions, then punishing criminals or rewarding good deeds might seem unfair. Our legal system, for instance, is built on the assumption that people have control over their actions and can be held accountable. The experience of choice. Most people report feeling a sense of control and agency in their daily lives. That feeling, combined with the social and moral importance we attach to making choices, keeps the idea of free will alive, despite scientific evidence suggesting it might be an illusion. The data and the debate. The scientific evidence has sparked widespread debate. If decisions are made unconsciously, can we still be said to possess free will? Or are we simply rationalizing choices already made by our brains? Studies supporting determinism. Research like Libet's and Haynes' experiments suggests that the brain initiates actions before conscious awareness. These findings have led many to question whether free will is real or just a comforting illusion. Counterarguments. However, some psychologists argue that even if initial impulses are unconscious, people still have the capacity to veto or inhibit actions. This free won't idea suggests that we have some control over whether to act on impulses. For example, even if your brain urges you to shout at someone, you can choose to stay silent. The middle ground. Many philosophers believe the truth lies somewhere in between. They propose a concept called compatibilism, the idea that free will and determinism can coexist. According to this view, even if our actions are influenced by prior causes, we still have the capacity to make voluntary choices, especially when it comes to moral decisions. A personal story, Lily's dilemma. Let me tell you about Lily, a young girl with a passion for painting. She dreams of becoming an artist but struggles with self-doubt. One day, she stands in front of an art contest entry form. Her hand trembles as she hesitates. Should she enter or not? Did her hesitation come from her personality, her past failures, her environment, or just random thoughts? If determinism is true, Lily's fear and doubts are shaped by her genetics and her environment, perhaps her parents' criticism or her past rejection. But if free will exists, Lily has the power to push aside her fears and decide to try, to take control of her future. Her decision, whether to enter or not, feels like a choice rooted in her own will. This personal story illustrates how complex and intertwined the ideas of determinism and free will can be in real life. Why does the debate matter? Understanding whether we are governed by forces beyond our control or truly free to shape our lives influences how we see ourselves and others. If everything is predetermined, then notions of moral responsibility, justice, and personal growth might need rethinking. On the other hand, believing in free will motivates us to improve ourselves, make better choices, and take responsibility for our actions. It encourages hope and accountability, essential for social harmony. The ethical dilemma. For example, if a person commits a crime because of their environment or brain chemistry, should they be punished the same way as someone who freely chose to break the law? These questions challenge our legal and moral systems and highlight the importance of understanding the nature of human decision-making. The middle path, embracing both sides. Many thinkers suggest that the most reasonable view is to accept that both influences, determinism and free will, operate together. Our biology and environment shape us, but we also have the capacity to reflect, decide, and change. This balanced perspective allows us to accept our limitations while striving for personal growth. In conclusion, the debate between determinism and free will is like a story with many chapters, each revealing new insights. Are we the authors of our destiny, or are our stories already written by unseen forces? While science indicates that our brains often make decisions before we are aware, our experience of choice and responsibility remains powerful. Perhaps the truth lies in understanding both, recognizing the influences that shape us and embracing our capacity to choose.